Sure, understand.
Step back up.
Yeah.
So let me hear what Simon has to say.
I don't think like, just make sure it's not rolling out.
I am, yeah. It's not. Here.
Either way, yeah, maybe something else. Probably not.
Good morning. My name is Simon Sandoval-Moshenberg. I'm a partner with the law firm of Murray Osorio in Fairfax, Virginia, and one of the attorneys representing Kilmar Abrego Garcia in this matter. Today was a continued hearing after yesterday's evidentiary hearing. Again, we are asking the court for two things. First, we're asking the court to order that before Kilmar Abrego Garcia is put on a plane to any particular country, that he and his attorneys receive written notice of what that country will be, and a reasonable period of time, which we suggested could be as little as 72 hours, to file an application for withholding of removal as to that country. As the judge pointed out, given that the entirety of the U.S. government has, exercised its entire public relations apparatus to try to tar Mr. Abrego Garcia as an MS-13 member, leader, what have you, accusations of which they've provided no evidence, there are many, many countries in which he might well suffer persecution on that grounds. In addition, it's unclear whatever country he would be sent to, whether he would be even at liberty in that country or whether he would be incarcerated. And it's unclear whether he would be allowed to remain in any such country or whether that country would simply redeport him on to El Salvador, his country of citizenship. All those are issues that need to be decided by an immigration judge, not this court. But we can't even get in front of an immigration judge if they're going to whisk him onto a plane, as soon as he hits ICE custody. So that's the first thing we're asking the judge for. The second thing we're asking the judge for is the Supreme Court 9-0 held that Mr. Abrego Garcia needs to be put back in his position before the violation of law occurred. As the judge mentioned today, she stated on multiple occasions that the original arrest that took place happened without a warrant, without any legal basis. And that took place in the state of Maryland. And so our contention is that putting him back in his original position before the violation of law means bringing him back to the state of Maryland. The government's position is that the only violation of law was putting him on that plane to El Salvador, and that occurred in Texas. So those are the two things that the judge is going to have to decide. She made very clear that she will decide before Wednesday. Wednesday is the next detention hearing in the middle. Wednesday is the next detention. The judge made very clear that she's going to decide this before Wednesday's hearing in the Middle District of Tennessee. And so we expect to get a ruling. It could be today, it could be Monday, it could be Tuesday. But we're confident that she'll rule in advance of Wednesday. Nuevamente hoy fue la continuación de la audiencia de ayer, en el cual estamos pidiendo dos cosas a la Corte. Primero, que antes de poner a Kilmar Abrego Garcia a un avión a cualquier país, tienen que darle el mínimo debido proceso, que es notificación y un tiempo suficiente para tratar de someter una aplicación de protección ante este país. Qué pena. Luego, lo otro es que tienen que retornar. I just broke someone's microphone. I'm very sorry. Whose is that?
It's our fault for creating an impromptu work of art.
It's all right. Well, let me just finish real quick in Spanish, sorry. Lo otro es que la violación de ley que ocurrió aquí en Maryland. Lo arrestaron sin una orden, sin un warrant y sin causa debido, sin base. y que por lo tanto para retornarlo a la posición que tenía antes de la violación de ley, tienen que retornarlo a Maryland. Entonces esas son las dos cosas que la jueza tiene que decidir y estamos muy seguros, tenemos mucha confianza de que lo va a decidir antes de la próxima audiencia en el caso criminal que va a ser el miércoles de la semana entrante.
Simon, Gary Greenbelt from NBC News here. Do you really think that 48 hours or 72 hours is enough time to ward off another potential removal of your client here?
I mean, I'll work overnight to file an application to for protection as to any country they name, but they got to name a country. I can't be expected to write out 190 applications to 190 countries. As of now, they've suggested the possibility of Mexico and South Sudan, but they haven't even gone so far as to designate or name those countries. You know, it'll be tough, but we'll get it on file within the 72 hours, and then we're going to ask, of course, the judge to ensure that that application is actually heard and decided, right? That he not be put on a plane prior to that application being decided.
Simon, I have two questions. The judge mentions this March 30th memo. She said that the government's policies seem to be inconsistent with one another. Can you explain the March 30th memo and what that means?
Yeah, so on March 30th, the government put out a memo. It's available on ICE's website. And basically what it says that if the government has received sufficient assurances from a country that they're not going to torture or persecute deportees, then the government can put someone on a plane to that country without any more process whatsoever. Right, so you know, and the witness yesterday explained that South Sudan is one such country that has given us assurances, which apparently Secretary of State Marco Rubio found credible, that everyone who gets sent to South Sudan is going to be just fine. So South Sudan was given as an example of a country to which someone can be sent without even so much as notice. Other countries, they need to give the person notice. They don't need to ask the person whether that person has a fear. That person needs to sort of spontaneously erupt in an expression of fear of return as to that country immediately upon receiving the notice, and that the notice can be served, as the witness yesterday explained, they can serve the notice in the afternoon and then put the person on a plane that same night. That's what the March 30th memo says.
And then as far as the detention detainer, it's the first time you saw that detainer today?
It was. And
what was the big hole?
It really throws into question the notion they've been saying all along that he does have a final order of removal. They have Judge Zinnes has noticed on multiple occasions that they haven't filed that final order of removal into the docket. And interestingly, the box on the detainer that you'd expect to be checked, final order of removal, is unchecked. And that's the point that Mr. Rossman was making.
Abogado, se habla sobre torturas, pero Kilmar dice que a él ya lo torturaron en el Secot. ¿Quién responde por eso? Si a un prisionero enviado por Estados Unidos lo torturan en otro país, porque puede ser él y otro.
Definitivamente. Las condiciones que Kilmar Abrego Garcia vio en el Secot fueron realmente terribles, y si él es regresado ahí a El Salvador, sea directamente o sea a través de un tercer país, México, Panamá, el cual sea, mi preocupación es que el tratamiento va a ser peor aún. Porque acuérdense que la última vez que estaba en Secot no estuvo en la población general, lo mantuvieron separados de la población general. Y la preocupación es que si él vuelve ahí, lo meterían en población general con todos los pandilleros que lo van a hacer pedazos.
Based on the tone of conversation and the questioning that the judge was asking of the DOJ official, are you pretty confident that you've got a strong case and that when this ruling comes down Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, that you'll prevail?
I mean, I don't want to hypothesize. We'll see what the ruling is when it comes out. I mean, the judge had some very tough questions for the government on the facts, and had some tough questions for us on legal jurisdictional issues. And you know, we'll see what the ruling is when it comes down. I'll take one last question.
Simon, do you fear that the government could possibly end up sending Mr. Abrego Garcia to Mexico or South Sudan, even regardless of a 72-hour notice that you would get from the judge?
It's certainly a worry in this case, but we have to hope and assume that you know, if a district judge issues an order that's very clear, concrete, and direct, that they're not going to say, in the words of Emil Bove, F you to the judicial system.
A quick follow-up is the box that you said was unchecked. Is that just because ICE has said that it doesn't check it until they are detained?
No, you have to ask them why they didn't check the box.
Okay.
All right, thanks a lot.
Thank you.